What if Invincible got a live action adaptation, like a proper high budget, emotional, slightly brutal version that actually does justice to the story? And I know this is a risky territory, but hear me out. But I have put together a fan cast that I think actually works. Let's start with the big one. Henry Cavill as Omni-Man. Just makes sense. He already has that heroic presence. We have seen it before. But what makes this interesting is the darker side of the Omni-Man. Because Nolan is not just a superhero. He is calm, controlled, and then suddenly terrifying. Henry Cavill can absolutely pull that off. He's got that quiet intensity. The kind where he does not need to yell to feel dangerous. And imagine that reveal scene, you know that one. The shift from loving father to something way more cold. Henry Cavill would handle that perfectly. Not over the top, just controlled and unsettling. And next might surprise some people. Hero Finn Stephen as Mark Grayson. What I like about this casting is that Mark is not supposed to feel like a polished superhero at the start. He is awkward, unsure, still figuring things out. Finn Stephen has that slightly quiet, introspective vibe. He does not come across as overly confident, which actually works really well for early Mark. And physically, he fits too. He looks like someone who could grow into the role over the time, not instantly perfect. Because Mark's journey is messy, he gets hurt, he makes mistakes, and I think Hero could make that feel real. Debbie Grayson is a really important role that people sometimes underestimate. She is not just the mom, she is the emotional center of the story. Olga Kurilenko has that grounded presence. She can feel warm and supportive, but also strong when things fall apart. And Debbie goes through a lot when everything start to unravel. When everything start to unravel, you need someone who can carry that emotional weight without it feeling forced. I think Olga could bring a quiet strength to the character. Someone who holds everything together until she just can't anymore. And the last one is Joy Deutsch as Atom Eve. Feels like such a natural fit. Eve is confident, smart, and emotionally aware in a way. Mark is not, at least not at first. Joy has that energy where she can be sharp and sarcastic but also genuinely caring. And Eve is not just a love interest. She has her own struggles, her own identity crisis, and her own sense of responsibility. Joy could balance all of that, making Eve feel like a fully realized character, not just someone orbiting around Mark. Now, what makes this cast interesting to me is how it fits onto the Invincible. Because this story is not just about superhero punching each other. It is about family, it is about trust, and it is about what happens when the person you look up to the most is not you what thought they were. The dynamic between these characters is what sells it. Henry Cavill and Olga as married couple that could feel real. Hero Finn Stephen as their son caught between them, the tension would hit hard. And Joy is Eve being the one who sees things a bit more clearly early on. That contrast works really well. Also, let's be real, the fight scenes would go crazy. Henry Cavill already has experience with physically demanding roles, and if they lean into practical effects mixed with CGI, that could look incredible. But again, that action only works if the emotional side lands, and I think this cast has the range to handle both. So that is my fan cast for the live action Invincible. I know casting is always subjective, so I am really curious who would you pick. Alright, that is from me. I will see you in the next one.